a while just because I felt like, I don't know, I was getting really tired of it because nobody was really watching and, like, it just wasn't all that exciting anymore. So I stopped and we're back now playing some NHL 20, picking up where we left off in the 2034-2035 off season. And as you can see here, K to the Arl, a created player, has just been traded. Let me tweet out the link and then we'll keep going. I'll sim further though. And we'll say no to that trade. I don't remember if I copied the link. So we'll copy it and paste it. Boom. Alright. How's everybody doing? Natchez traded from the Rangers to the Oilers, so he is not retired yet, which is kind of crazy. Washington gets a better goalie. Anaheim makes a minor trade. So crazy stuff going on in the hockey world with Chayka leaving the Coyotes and that split being a particularly nasty one. It's kind of crazy, actually. Oh, there was an NBA 2K update. They want to trade me Patrick Fusola back. Gonna say no. Yeah, I was supposed to talk to Joey Keane this week. Don't know what's happened with that. I think they've been pretty busy these past few days, but he's not on the roster. Um, so I think he just came in. I am back at it. Yes, I am here. Um, we'll see how long it lasts this time. But yeah, I'm back. School is done, so I actually have some free time. Um, yeah. That's basically all that's going on. By the way, if you've not checked out my interviews with Lawrence and Suzuki, do that right now. It's a lot of fun. Lawrence is such a good interview, and I wish nothing but the best for him because he seriously is one of the just most entertaining, I want to say, prospects that the Hurricanes have. Hmm. I feel like this team has some scratched players that we're not utilizing. Yeah, Dominic Bach. That's a scratched player that we're not using. All right, so Pavel Hudobin. As much as I love the name Hudobin, I'm not putting you on the roster for now. So that's a good roster. We have Ian Sutton, who we drafted 13th overall, starting on the fourth line in the NHL, along with Kostitsyn, who was an undrafted prospect that we just signed out of the blue, and Talixon, who was a sixth round pick and is playing in his second full NHL season. He had a brief stint. So he's played in 89 games for the Hurricanes, which is cool. Defensively, the team's not great. Frazee, that's a really good addition. He doesn't really fit all that well, but I think it's a good defensive core right now. Goaltending, basically the same. Let's take a look at Charlotte. Callie Nordstrom is the elite goalie. Tulola is a medium starter potential goalie. So there's some potential there. Charlotte is rough. Jeez. Alright, well, we won't touch that. I'm not going to touch that. But, yeah. Charging my controller, so I'm sitting in a bit of a weird spot right now. Because the charger's just long enough to reach my bed. So, we were talking today, and Trevor, obviously feel free to give your thoughts as well. I was talking with some friends about how good of a GM Chayka was for the Coyotes from a trade standpoint. But from a drafting and development standpoint, he's not been great. So it's really interesting seeing like the two sides of it, because on the one hand, you know, he got Alex Goligoski, who's a, you know, older player, but he's in his 4 seasons with the Coyotes, he's hit over 30 points 3 times and had 27 points in the 1 season he didn't. Oof, post-concussion syndrome for Ahmad Swift. Yikes, that's not good. I believe that's on defense. Yep. And so we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to call up a defenseman here. And you know that's good value, and they traded him for a 5th round pick. Solid. So that's already like a good trade. They get, you know, like a defenseman that's worth it. And then, you know, they have the. There was another trade. I mean, the Datsuk trade was pretty okay because they get Pavel Datsuk's contract, which is, you know, obviously not great. And then they get that 1st round pick that turned into Jacob Chychrun. And Chychrun is not great. He's good, but he gets hurt a lot. So, I mean, you know, there's that. Oops, I closed out of my stream so I can't see comments. That's embarrassing. And then, you know, let's see. I'm trying to pull it up. So yeah, that trade was okay. The Lawson Krause trade is probably one of his worst, just because Bolland wasn't great. Lawson Krause is pretty bad. Like at best, you get a 3rd line grinder. Alright, it looks like Yahir Peters is going to be the 1st overall pick this year. The Mikko Koivu comparison, and it looks like the team's struggling as well. He's made a couple depth trades that have been okay. The Martin Hanzal trade has been really interesting, though, because they got a lot for that trade. They got a 1st round pick and a 2nd round pick in different drafts. The 1st round pick was Pierre-Olivier Joseph, who was traded to Pittsburgh for Phil Kessel, and Kessel's been okay for them, but, you know, like, that's still acquiring a top-level talent. And then the 2018 2nd round pick is Kevin Ball, who they used in the Taylor Hall trade. Like, they traded him as a part of that trade. So that's huge. You know, 2 pieces from that trade were used to acquire better players. So, I mean, you know, that's worth it in my book. Also, nice clean win streak here. Jason Mariani out with a sore knee. Jeez. Okay. I think we've been fine. I'm just gonna do that. But yeah, so there've been some decent trades. I mean, the Derek Stepan anti-Ramta trade. Ramta, if he could stay healthy, would be better. But, I mean, that's still not bad. Stepan's just kind of okay. And that trade, I mean, while D'Angelo, despite being, like, kind of not great IRL, or at least online, is a decent NHL player. Trevor, you got hurt. No. But the first round pick is Lias Anderson, and Anderson doesn't want to be a part of the Rangers organization anymore. So that's kind of crazy, right? So many damn injuries. So that's a win. The Hjalmarsson trade is pretty good. His contract's not great, but Hjalmarsson's been good for the... Oh my god, another injury. You know, it's not terrible. Let's see. I mean, getting Panik is pretty good. Getting Darcy Kemper for basically nothing is really good. The Martinook trade looks pretty bad. I mean, that I don't know how good their third round pick that they got is, but Martinook has been great for the Canes. So, you know, you can't really... I mean, it's a minor trade, but Martinook is a very good player and well worth it for the Canes. Domi for Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk looks bad, but then he was traded for Kessel, so it's like, eh. Schmaltz for Stroman Perlini would have been great, but Schmaltz gets hurt all the damn time. Blaine not with a sore shoulder. Good lord. And I mean, you know, they've done okay. Soderberg has been a decent addition for that team. Like I said, Kessel was pretty good. If Hall resigns, then that trade looks great for the Coyotes. And even if he's obviously not a part of the re-signing process, but that's still really huge. The problem is Arizona's drafting and development since he took over. Keller and Chychrun have both turned into NHL players. Keller's a power play machine and good for a lot of points, but not good defensively. He's kind of Jeff Skinner without all of the, you know, alleged locker room issues or whatever narrative the Canes were trying to push. Cam Dineen doesn't look like an NHL player, and the rest of that draft, Arizona didn't really have that many picks, so not great. 2017, Joseph traded. I don't know how good Vesterland is. Oh no, he hasn't actually signed yet. Entwistle traded. Schnarr, I believe, is still in the system, but I don't believe he's very good. Cameron Crotty, just kind of okay. They didn't sign Noel Hoffenmeyer, which ended up not being that big of a deal. And the rest of the players from that draft probably aren't NHL players. So they've traded away a lot of their talent. Hayton, looking like a decent NHL player. The problem is that, you know, they could have had Quinn Hughes, but so could have Montreal and Detroit. Mohamed Arseni, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I could be wrong. A playmaking center from Rapperswil-Jona from the NLA is projected to be a gem. He is 18 at this point, so more than likely an overager. At the very least, like an older player in this draft. Ball was traded, probably not that great. Yannick might be okay. I don't think Ty Emberson's that great of a player. And yeah, the rest of that draft is not great. Liam Kirk might be okay. Their 2019 draft, Soderstrom's pretty good. Farinacci's okay. Oh shoot, they're the team with Matias Maselli. Okay, I mean that's a good draft player if he works out. Akurati's okay. I mean, they have some potential. They have some players with potential. Just the problem is, like, Arizona just hasn't developed their players well. Like, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Nick Merkley, who was in the Taylor Hall trade, was supposed to be like a top prospect and just never panned out. Like, if Arizona could develop their players as well as even a team like Pittsburgh can, then they'd have a cup contender. If they were able to develop their prospects, my God, another injury, but a win, yay. Svetch is back soon. It's kind of a rebuilding year for the team. I was trying to let the prospects develop, because we just didn't have a whole lot of talent. And not a lot of our minor guys fit the team, I don't think. I'm like trying to fix so many damn things. It's just not working. Like, I want that as my roster. That's so much, like, finagling. Whatever. Let's see if that makes the team better. But yeah, if Arizona was just, like, even a little bit better at developing their players, it'd be crazy. Crazy. Alright, beat Montreal, please. We need some wins here. Good. They did as I said. I told them to do that. You, Strawberry, hit a home run. Okay, Skip. It's a classic Simpsons episode right there. Alright. Well, we're still not doing much better, but we have had a 3-game win streak snapped. Okay, never mind. I was going to say something positive, but... yeah. I wish the... You see, why couldn't we have been bad when one of the franchise players was up? You know? Why not? But there's a shutout win of the Blue Jackets, who are ahead of us in the standings. Let's try and head into the All-Star break on a winning streak here. We'll view the draft class again. Hopefully we get a top 5 pick. Don't know who I would draft, but I don't know, man. I feel like this team just kind of needs a premier prospect because we don't really have one. We haven't had one. So there's a goalie that's a gem from the Extraliga, and there's a player from the DEL that's a gem as well, but I don't love that. Defensive defenseman. We'll do a potential in comparison on him. A goaltender, a center, and a defensive defenseman. Not really the type of talent I was hoping to see, but it's fine. Probably a low top 4D and a low top 6 forward, so really not that great. Alright. That's a minor trade. And can we beat the Preds? So we are entering the All-Star break 3 points out of third in the division on a 3-game winning streak here. I can see the Canes pulling this off. Henri Nikkanen on waivers. Let's view his info. He's 78 overall. If he was like a 79, I would have considered it, because that would have been a 2 overall upgrade over one of my players, I think. Yuri Kostitsyn out with a pulled groin. We are actually missing a top player. We'll go to best lines, because who the hell designed this team, man? I just want to talk. No, I don't want to take Talaxton out of the lineup. I want to take Hudobin. Also, here's the problem. I was hoping Tobias Nold would be a thing, but he really just wasn't ever an NHL player. Like, I was hoping that he would be this great player, but it just never happened. Unfortunately. There's another win against Boston. So we are 3 points out of third in the division. We're going to go ahead and sim to the deadline, see what's going on, and if the team starts to continue making these improvements, I will consider selling. If they continue to make these improvements, I'm just going to stay put, but if we don't, we're just going to sell. So Blaine is out of the lineup, which means, yep, you guessed it, it's time to literally change everything. I'm fine with it. I don't even care. Alright. We lost our number 1 center, but we're fine. Let's get Chicago. Let's get a win against Chicago. That's a loss. That's not what I meant. Still 3 points out of a playoff spot. A wild card spot has opened up, so that's there for the taking. Blaine is back in the lineup, which is great news for us because I'm getting kind of sick of these damn injuries, man. Alright. So we got him in the lineup. I'll hit the right button this time. Sutton is a center. This will also kind of take some work, and I'm probably screwing this up. Oh, Bomick is a center as well. Churin is a second line forward. Bomick is also, but we're fine there. And we'll do this. Boom. Alright. I think that's fine. I want Churin to grow, and I think that's a better role for him. And yeah, we're fine. Big win against Winnipeg to keep things rolling. This Canes team is hot right now. We're getting better. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. We're kind of nearing the end of Canes Twitter franchise mode. I think this was season 4 or 5. So I may try and just finish this up tonight and see what happens. Yuri Kostitsyn is available to play in the team's next game. I think we've won 1 Stanley Cup this time around. I don't think we've won more than that. A big 3-game winning streak here kind of puts us back in the playoff picture in the East here. We were on the outside, looking in. He's hurt again. Great. Guess who's probably scratched? Oh no, Bach is not scratched, so we'll put Nold back in the position here that he was in and leave it at that. Gotta beat the Oilers, even though they're one of the best teams in the league right now. We did not. So Pittsburgh gets a little better, unfortunately. The Rangers get way better. They actually get a goalie now, which is not great for us. Montreal gets better, and we play them. We also play Ottawa, though, so that's not terrible. Alright. I would consider adding a player to my bottom 6, but I don't really want to give up the resources to do that. Peyton Krebs to Toronto. So Toronto is clearly trying to win all this year. Decent trade there. There's a Stahl going to Tampa Bay. Toronto adding another player. Yuri Kostitsyn is back. The team kind of needed him, actually. Not gonna lie. He's not much better than Nold is, but he's decent. Ottawa. we gotta pick it up. We have had a 4-game losing streak. Mikhail Sergachev traded to Dallas. 6-0 shutout win. That's huge. That's a big win. Can we beat Florida too? I don't think we did. Oh no, we did. We shut out Florida as well. So the Canes coming back after a pretty bad losing streak, actually. Winning 3 games or 2 games in a row, shutting out 2 teams. Still on the outside looking in as far as the playoffs are concerned. Losing in the shootout to Montreal is not great. Trade deadline's almost upon us. There's a win. So your Carolina Hurricanes are sitting 7 points out of a playoff spot now. Not looking very likely that we'll make the playoffs, so we will sim to the end of the season and just kind of see what happens. I'm just going to roll with the best lines here. A shootout win against Philly is nice. A loss to the Rangers sucks, but, you know. It seems like this team is like 1 or 2 pieces away. It's not, you know, the Jim Rutherford, oh, we're 1 piece away. We're actually just like 1 piece away from making the playoffs. I don't know what it is, but I think we just need more scoring depth. Like a good third line player would be nice. But you know, I don't know. I didn't feel comfortable selling this year. Medium elite goalie's not bad. Low elite isn't terrible either. And a low top 4D is pretty bad, actually. I'm probably not going to draft him. But there's some wins. All of a sudden, the Canes, you know, they're getting close, and then instantly, you know, we lose. But we shut out the Coyotes, which is crazy. Blaine is back. We were in a playoff spot for 1 point. OT win, okay. Lost to the Devils, oh no, okay. Oh gosh. We might do this, guys. We might do this. Oh shoot. Oh shit, here come the Canes. Detroit firing Bill Leopold, their head coach. Beating the Islanders. Your Carolina Hurricanes are a playoff team after winning out pretty much the last bit of the season. In the last 10 games, we were 7-3-0, and that's all we needed to make it to the playoffs. So, let's take a look at the team. Churin leading the way with 63 points. He probably hasn't grown an overall point. No, he did not. Trevor having a solid season as well, 54 points. Shistov on defense, 52 points. That's a solid year. The Canes squeaking in one of the last wild card spots there. So there we go. Your Carolina Hurricanes playoff team. So we'll sim. I'm a little excited now. I mean, I still think that, you know, we're like 1 piece away. We had a lot of injuries, but I still think we're 1 piece away from being like a really good team. But anyways, Sweeney getting the first goal of the playoffs for the Canes. Nidimäki and Svechnikov scoring to make it a 3-1 game after 1. No score change after the second period. And the third period, we get a goal from Blaine on the short-handed goal. Canes win 4-2. They take game 1 against the Florida Panthers, one of the better teams in the East. Purietta's out with a mild concussion, and that's kind of a buzzkill there because he's going to be out until the end of the season series, or end of the series, excuse me. So that's not good. Anyways, Michael Goodrow getting a goal. Hinote scores a power play goal for Florida to tie it up. No score again in the second periods. The second periods are just kind of boring, I guess, in this series. Third period, though, Frazee ties it for the Canes with 3:21 left in the third. We're heading to overtime. Canes with an edge offensively, defensively, and in terms of goaltending, but Florida was just the better team. I'm not sure what the deal was. But either way, your Carolina Hurricanes are heading to the playoffs. Game 2. So I really wish that I could have seen the Canes off today. I wish I could have been a part of that, but I just was working from, I believe, I was working 10 to 7 o'clock, so it was not fun. Sweeney gets it to Chistov. Chistov's going to take it up the ice here take it to the circles, turned it over to Quinn Hughes, but that was close. Alexis Lafreniere now. Oh, made a pass back door, but can't quite go. Hughes gets it out. Raffle with it. Hughes blocked. What a play by Trevor Michaels there. Has the puck. Nice little move there on the wing. Shot Svechnikov. Easy stick save by the Florida goaltender. Fratton with the puck to Lafreniere. Lafreniere with the puck on his stick. Gets it to Fratton. Can't quite get anything done there. Shot. Ooh, maybe tipped, but Jacobs with the save. It's Bennett in goal. Okay, I will use his name from now on, now that I know it. Second line out for Florida. Canes are sticking with the first line here, which is a bit of an interesting decision. Churin, they tried to strip him of the puck, but he gets it up to Svech. Svech dumps it in and turns it over to Pasquale. So unfortunately, the Canes are going to have to just regroup. Studnicka with the puck now. Studnicka, I don't know how you actually say his name. Stud, and they score. So Florida takes game 2. Alright, that stinks, but it does force a game 5, which means that, you know, just gives somebody more of a chance to be healthy. I think it was Blaine that was hurt. Or no, Pirietta. So Vitale scoring for Florida. Second period, finally a second period goal. And the Canes lose. Trevor gets a goal with 5:21 left, but unfortunately that's too little too late. Even though it was a power play goal, Canes can't get anything done. So we go down 2-1 in the series. The AHL season has ended, and Charlotte is not a playoff team. So it was a bit of a rough year for the organization overall. 2 goals for Florida. Second period, no goals. Third period, Bomick and Nold scoring for the Canes, but unfortunately the Canes are definitely showing that they're missing their top winger here, or at least one of them. So they're going to need a big game 5 in Florida to force a game 6. Yeah. No score after 1. Second period, Hughes scores, and third period, Canes tie it. Well, they actually took a lead. Bomick, Michaels, and Svechnikov score, and then they blow the lead. Lehtinen and Nikulin scoring. So it's overtime, game 5. Win, and you force a game 6. Lose, and your season is over. So, again, I'm not expecting too much, but I'd really like to see the Canes win this game. Just kind of get the youngins a little more playoff experience. But Churin against Raffle on the face-off. Churin wins it back to Chistov. So Chistov's going to enter the zone. Trevor was barely onside there. Svechnikov turned it over to Pasquale. Sweeney with it. Shot in front. Churin, and Bennett makes the saves a couple of times. And definitely a dangerous turnover there, and the Canes can't quite capitalize, but some sloppy hockey from the Panthers early on. Fratton with the puck on his stick to Lafreniere. Lafreniere has it, and he turns it over to Svechnikov. 2-on-1 come the Canes. Svechnikov and Trevor turned over by Svechnikov again. Lafreniere back the other way. Slap shot. Stick save by Jacobs. Chistov with it to Sweeney. Up to Churin. Churin, ooh, to Chistov. And the Canes have to regroup because of that back pass. That was a bad pass. Trevor with the puck on his stick. Nice move to get around the player. Shot. Save. Oh, close to being kicked in there. Hughes gets crunched, and Svechnikov with the puck on his stick. Trevor with it now. Gets bumped off of it. Nikulin with the puck on his stick. He is the one that sent the game to overtime. Matthews to Svechnikov. Talaxin on the breakaway. Shooting. Save. Bennett.
Talaxin again caught the Florida Panthers changing. Man, the Canes with 2 golden opportunities in overtime. Can't get anything done. Matthews with it. Michael Goodrow blocks the shot. Bach with it on his stick. Takes it back and is going to get it. Nope. Vitali with it. On the wing. Here come the Panthers. Nikulin, Blomstrand. Shot. What a save, Jacobs. What a stop by Jacobs. Huge. That is a season saver right there. So the Canes, Trevor's chance, I think they had one other one. And then they had Talaxin's breakaway and can't do anything with it. Goodrow got crunched, but he gets it up. Talaxin with it now. Gets it to Bach. Shot. Oh! Barely missing. Went the opposite way with it. Frazee. Talaxin poke checked away. That's his second chance in alone, and he hasn't done anything with it. My God. Shot. Save Jacobs. He's going to cover it up, and there's going to be a face-off with 9:58 left. Talaxin, not the greatest finisher, huh? Just a good shot from Jacobs, or good save from Jacobs there. He was square to the puck all the way, but here comes the third line for the Canes now. Arguably one of their stronger lines. Bomick won the face-off, but lost it back. And Frazee gets it to Havilid, so Havilid with the puck on his stick. Takes it to the side, gets crunched, and Dennis Chalowski with the puck. Back to him. Fratton with the puck, not Matt. Janssen to Rolu. Oh, Frazee cleans up the rebound. That was a good save by Jacobs there, but a nasty rebound. Frazee still with the puck on his stick. Kostitsin shot save. Matt Fratton. I'm going to keep calling him Matt Fratton. I'm sorry. Nice, but not quite. Chalowski with it. The defenseman joining the rush. Shot. Scores. Where was the defense? Florida wins and advances to the second round. The Canes, unfortunately, losing one of their top players in game 1 or 2. I think it was game 1. That just really hurt us. I think this series was close. We had 2 games that went to overtime. I think that with Pirieta in, we could have we could have forced overtime maybe in maybe the 3-1 game with him in, just because I think he's that valuable to the team from an offensive and defensive standpoint, but unfortunately not. We're getting a low pick in the draft, like a mid first round pick. We do have Neil Cools, another playmaking center, which is something we don't need. But he's probably going to be gone before we can pick. Pittsburgh winning the Cup, Toronto winning the Calder. Yeah. Not bad. We'll view the draft class just to see if there's maybe another gem that we can maybe see as more of a viable option. There's a lot of gems, actually. There's a right winger, but he's a grinder. There's 3 playmaking centers that we list as gems. Pedro Parse. And then there's... okay, I guess it was just the right winger and the center that were the new gems. So we'll take a look at the retired players. There should be a few this year. Sebastian Aho calling it quits and winning a cup with Pittsburgh. Man, in this franchise mode, I don't know what it is. This time around, every player that has left this organization has done better. That's just annoying. But anyways, Aho calling his Hall of Fame career quits. He appeared in only 11 games for the Penguins in the regular season this year, but had 12 points. So closer to a point per game. This season in the playoffs, he played in 9 games and had 6 points. 118 points, including 70 assists and 48 goals in 157 playoff games. That's definitely a playoff performer there for any team. I couldn't see him staying with the Canes, though. Any other former Canes that we've had in this franchise mode? Etulo Starinen, who was briefly a Cane. Chalowski calling it quits with Florida. Jani Kuokkanen. Yeah, that's about it. Any goalies retiring? Ilya Samsonov retiring. That's a big one right there. So the Canes, unfortunately, losing in the first round in 5 games. Trevor, you had a hell of a playoffs, though. I need a new QMJHL scout, and I need a new coach. I don't know which coach he was. My guess is goalie coach. Take a look at the awards. We're nearing the end of the Canes Twitter franchise mode. So is it Pittsburgh versus Edmonton series? Patrick winning his 3rd straight Art Ross and Hart. Connor winning his 2nd Norris in 3 years. Fred Roach winning the Lady Byng. That's a former Cane doing great things. Carl, K to the Arl, after being traded in the offseason to Pittsburgh, wins the Conn Smythe. That's cool. Jacobs winning, and Glebov, I guess, is the tandem winning the William M. Jennings. And Wade winning at least his 4th Selke in 5 years. Could be more Selkies, though. 3rd straight Ted Lindsay for Patrick, and 3rd straight Rocket Richard. Seems good. NHL entry draft time. The Carolina Hurricanes have the 17th overall pick. I don't think we're going to trade up. We're just going to go right into this pick here and draft a good player, hopefully. I see a few players that would make it work. Hilbert's an option here, Amir Hilbert. Sergei Gonchar comparison would be ready in 2 years. I don't really have a great offensive defenseman. I'm also kind of thinking Jacques Dumont here. Just because he's looking like a goal scorer. He's a left winger, which is a little unfortunate. ETA is 4 years. I think we're going to go with Amir Hilbert here. 68 overall, medium top 40 potential. Let's see. Plus, that would have been okay, but I'm not looking for a defensive defenseman. I have too many of those. And Dumont is high top 9. I'd prefer the medium top 4D. So we're going to pick number 48, so just after the gems, unfortunately. But that's fine. Here I think you just draft based on potential. And William Ferrelli here looks to be the best player. Injury prone's not great. Mike Gartner comparison is good. So we'll pick him up. Medium top 9 forwards, okay. 79th overall. Okay. I don't see anything too great here. Nobody that my scouts are screaming about. There is a medium elite goalie. I don't really need a goalie. It's too early to pick him. Yeah, I was right. He is an overage player. No medium top 6s, but, you know, we obviously have... Well, we have a low elite here. Right wing, he's a sniper. Sure. We'll pick him up. It's a little off the board, but we'll just say that he's a Russian and under-scouted. Alright, 110th overall. I could pick the low top 4D, Ken Knuble. I don't know if that's actually how you pronounce it, but he was not a good pick. Probably won't sign. Here we are. I can afford to wait on him another round. Honestly, as you can see, there's really not a whole lot available. So I'm gonna go based on the Central Scouting rankings, and I think we're gonna pick this guy, Yanni Kilholma. Damn. Thought that was gonna be a decent pick. It was not.
Alright, now that I've embarrassed myself, let's pick up Mohamed Arsene. Because he is 19 and 51 overall is not great, but the low elite potential is good, and you can work with that. Like, you can definitely work with that. Ideally, there would have been more available for us in this draft, but it really just doesn't look like it. Dallas McKee here. Medium bottom 6 forward. That's just a bad draft. The Canes, the first round pick is pretty good, and then the Arsene pick is okay. Ferrelli's okay as well, but it's just not a great draft. Really no studs picked in this draft. I don't think we picked like a future NHL star. My NHL head coach, his contract is, excuse me. Oh, I had a sneeze. His contract is expiring. And what do you know? It was my goalie coach. A+, he wants a lot of money to be a head coach, and he's not that good of a head coach. How does he fit the team? 49% team fit. Yeet. And I need a new QMJHL scout. I didn't look to see if I had to sign any scouts. That could have been bad. Yeah, we could have lost a good USA scout. My Liga scout. A bad NHL scout, but I don't really care too much. I could have lost my Extraliga scout. My DEL scout, so I could have lost 2/3 of my European scouting team. But yeah, that QMJHL scout will need to be replaced. Best free agent is Topi Pirieta. Gonna have to re-sign him. Give him all of the money. He was definitely worth. He's definitely worth whatever he wants. Was he a pick of ours? He was a 4th round pick of this team. That's crazy. What have we gotten out of him so far, out of curiosity? Out of a 4th round pick, we've gotten 549 NHL games and 333 points. That's good. Alright, we'll go based on centers now. Churin here, I'm going to re-sign for sure. He doesn't want to, but we'll make him want to. 84 overall is good. That's improvement. Bomick, a 3rd round pick of the Canes. Doesn't want too much money, and I think that there's some value here. So we'll try and give him some money as well. Nidimaki doesn't really excite me, but he is 81 overall, which is a little higher. He was good for 30 points this past year. Decent NHL player. Again, a drafted and developed NHL player by this franchise. We'll give him a little bit of a pay raise as well. Other than that, I'm not going to sign Axel Anderson here. Actually, don't know if that's his name. Axel Anderson is a real player, though. And then we'll sign McIntyre because I believe he was a 1st round. Yep, 1st round pick. Noel, I'm going to give you another shot, bud, but you got to impress me. And then we're not going to sign Hargrave. My God, he didn't grow at all. That was a bad 7th round pick. I guess that's kind of how it is. Nobody else here really screams NHL to me. But my AHL team isn't getting a whole lot of prospects. Collins, definitely signing him. Low top 6 forwards, just kind of okay. But he was a 3rd round pick. Ricard Pirieta, I feel like it would be doing his brother Topi a disservice. Even though they play in totally different leagues. I don't know. Havilid, I think I can do better. Swift, Ahmad Swift, is a defensive defenseman. We'll qualify Frazee. Try and offer him a little bit of a pay raise. If he says no, then we'll just keep his rights. Same with this guy, Holler. I'm also going to keep Gargiulo. Backer. Probably his name is Ulf Backer. There's a lot of defensemen. Jeez. Okay. Shoot. Medium top 4D or low elite? Why not both? Might put one of them at forward. Charlotte doesn't have a ton of forwards. Which means Charlotte's defense is kind of going to get an overhaul this year. I'll re-sign Darling as well, but everybody else I'll just not re-sign. Goaltending, nobody is expiring. Unsigned prospects, I have 2 prospects. Earl's looking alright. Skaters. Burkhoff here. 4th round pick. Gonna leave him for now. Fiddler and Hillen both looking like players I will sign. That's it though. Not great. But those 3 are really good. And to get value, this guy was a 4th round pick. Fiddler was a 2nd round pick. And a 1st round pick. So, not awful. Don't believe I had a 3rd round pick in that last draft. So, yeah, again, it's going to be a lot of change happening with this team. Frazee, I qualified, so that's fine. Churin also rejected, which is a little surprising. I'll offer you more money. If you don't want to accept, then I don't really know what to tell you, buddy. He has accepted. Okay. Alright. Let's take care of coaching first. Let's get the head coach and goalie coach in here. So I'm not balling on a budget here, but I kind of am. Looking for a good coach. 49%, no. 54% is better. 34 is a definite no. Okay, so far 54% is the leading coach. Jeez. Did I just put together a team that just doesn't fit? That might be it. 56%. His teaching is really poor, but he works really well with Sweeney and Svetch. He doesn't do anything for Trevor, but Trevor, you're just a difficult player, I think. I'm not looking under head coaches. I don't think that really changed anything. Yeah, it didn't. So this guy would be good, but his teaching's super low. Who was it? Was it Cashin? No. It wasn't Dice for sure. It wasn't Brock Barron. It was Vic Allison. Really good fit for Sweeney. Svetch likes him enough. Michael's fine with it. Everybody else is just kind of meh. Same deal with Bill, although more players like him, so despite his teaching can grow. Fuck, we'll give him 5. If he ends up being bad, we'll just fire him. Alright. That's fine. Nobody really wants to be a goalie coach, so we'll just give him the goalie coach position at a higher rate. And then figure it out. Oh, scouting. We get all the personnel stuff out of the way first. So I have to hire a QMJHL scout. I was kind of hoping that there'd be a really good one at the top. That's actually an upgrade. I think Surge was a C. So we upgrade a little bit and get a B minus. Alright, changes that I need to make to this team include 1, 2, 3, 4. Fine there. Probably gonna put Sutton there. One, two. Definitely need a left winger. Okay. Right winger. I definitely need 2 right wingers. So I need a left winger and 2 right wingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could go with Tuomanen. Let me see what's available on defense. So I need a left winger and 2 right wingers, preferably in the 83, 84 range. Shoot, that'd be perfect if he was a right winger. Or left winger. This guy, he's a sniper. He's on the right wing. Alright, that should be more than enough. Okay, now I need like actual depth. A left winger and 2 right wingers. So Erskine, 3rd scoring line, that's perfect. I don't want to give you 5 years, let's just give you 2. This is like a prove yourself contract. Prove your worth to my team. And then a left winger. Let's grab this K Hedman guy. That should be enough because no other teams are interested. Defensively, I think I'm set, to be honest. Popovich, if he wasn't an RFA, I'd jump on that. Is there like a decent, like, bottom pairing defenseman other than Swift because he's a defensive defenseman? Again, if Cracknell wasn't an RFA, a stupid RFA, I'd do it. Matt Chatelaine. Don't want to give you 3 years. I'm just going to give you 1. But that's an upgrade on defense. 2-way, just because I didn't have a whole lot of depth last year, and I thought I did. We'll grab Forsberg. And Zhamnov. See if there's anything else. Nope. We're good. Cool, 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 cool. I think we got it. Alright, I got my head coach. We'll see how that works. Got Zhamnov. And I got my goalie coach. Cool. And my scout. Heck yeah. And then I got the center. Got Hedman, Callie Hedman. I got my defenseman. Got one of my right wingers. And I got my other one. Okay. So the NHL team improved, for sure. Kako and Rock heading to Montreal. Bales. These are just players accepting their qualifying offers a little early.
There we go. I don't know who he is, but we'll match him. No compensation. If I don't get any compensation, I don't get anything. Alright. Gonna keep declining these. I'm glad that all these players are accepting their offers. Frazee, you still don't want to sign? Whatever, dude. That's my offer to you. You don't want to accept it, then I think you're making a mistake. Okay. So we now officially have our team set for next year. And we'll check the lines, and these are probably a travesty to man. They're not awful, actually. This is kind of what I would have gone with, except put Trevor here and take Nidimaki and put him down there. That's actually really good. The second line doesn't change, but what does change is the third line getting way better and adding the fourth line. Sutton continuing to grow is good. I like that a lot. Nidimaki getting an overall point better, fine. I like it. That third line's going to be the team's best line, I think. And the first line's not too bad either. Trevor, you should be fine on the second line. Churin's good. Will you fit better on the first? Not really, actually, so I'm going to leave you there. Defense, he's actually way better for me defensively. We got worse defensively this year, which is not great, but I think it's fine. Frazee, man, a freaking 7th round pick. I ball in the 7th round apparently. This guy, we've gotten 101 NHL games out of him, so, you know, not bad. We definitely got worse, what with, you know, Matt being worse than Swift and Jason progressing a lot. It's not great, but I think that'll be fine. Goaltending is still as good as ever, Glebov and Jacobs. Scratched our Tuominen and Haller if needed. That's a good NHL team. Let's take a look at the offense. Still not great in Charlotte. Nold is in the AHL where he probably belongs, to be honest. Yeah, everything else is fine. We have most of our prospects playing. Defensively here, we have, this is a 3rd round pick of ours, 2nd round pick, 2nd round pick, 2nd round pick. I really like defensemen in this 2nd round, holy shit. Mechanic, 3rd round finally, so I really like them in 1st round, so. Okay. What's his potential? Medium, top 40, and he's not growing? Okay. Oh, that's fine. And then goaltending, I'm just curious. Nordstrom is almost ready for the NHL, but doubt I'll give him a spot. I don't know. So we're done with the lines. Team is looking good. I really do think that this is a contender. That 3rd line could very well be our best team, or our best line. just because of the depth of it. We're a little weak at center. We don't really have a true number 2 center, which is why I'm really hoping that Churin gets better. That way I have a number 2. But, you know. Okay. So a solid team doing poorly in the preseason. Does it bode well for the team? Doesn't matter, because it's the preseason. I would like to see us do well in the preseason, but I'd rather have us do better in the regular season. Scouting assignments will be fine. We should be getting central scouting rankings in the next week or two. First game of the season up against the Islanders. Starting off with 3 straight Metro games, which is a little shocking, actually. Losing to Columbus, I did see it in the standings. Ooh, a shutout loss. So offensively, we've gotten off to a slow start, but a big win there against the Rangers. When you can take 4 of your first 3 games, that's a positive. Of course, those 3 games that you've won were on the road or at home. The one you lost was on the road, but it's still fine. 3-game road trip here, out visiting St. Louis and Colorado, and then Tampa. Timo Martikainen, I think is how you pronounce it, is out. So we lose a really good player, and then we have to have a defenseman there. They're actually saying that to put Trevor on the first line, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with that. So we lost in the shootout to St. Louis, but we won in Colorado, which is great. I'm liking this start a lot better than I liked the 1-4 start we had last season. So projected to go first overall as of right now is Caden Kane. If this guy isn't a Hurricane, I feel like I'm doing him a disservice. That's almost perfect. I kind of need to trade for this guy, I think, but we'll see. And a win against Tampa, so 5-1-1, even with an injury to a third-line player. The Canes are still keeping on here. And a shootout loss there. Martikainen is back in the lineup for the Canes, so we're not missing too much here. And yeah, we're going to pretty much get right back into it. How is Sutton doing? 3 points. His time on ice is some dookie, but we're fine. I like that we only have 1 regulation loss right now. That's really good. 6-1-2 record is solid. They want to give us Roach back. I'm not going to say yes to that, but it would be kind of funny to acquire Roach again. The franchise that really failed him. I still miss Jurgen Klinge, though. But that's just me. If we could find another player that was good for 60 points on the third line and 4 goals a season, that'd be great. The Canes have had 2 regulation losses since I said something. Sorry, I went silent for a minute to check a video, and I didn't want it blasting through my headset. Oops, and I forgot to mute my computer so I don't hear my hideous voice. Okay. Well, Caden Kane is unfortunately ranked by my scouts to be second, which actually might be a little more fortunate for me because I don't know, the second overall pick is a lot less valuable than the first in these games, and so yeah, it might be kind of fun. But I doubt we'll actually trade for it. I was more just making a joke. If he was like a franchise player, I'd consider it, but he's not. So anyways, the Canes are doing really well. We've finally turned it around. We've finally righted this ship. And after, I think, what was a few seasons of just kind of some really mediocre play, we're back to where I've wanted us to be this whole time. And unfortunately, really, during this franchise mode, we haven't been able to be as successful as we have in the past. We've won a Stanley Cup, which is great, but ideally when you're playing through this, you want at least 2 or 3. So I'm close to being where I want to be, but right now it just feels like a lot of unfulfilled expectations are still kind of lingering, and you know. Yeah. Okay. They want to trade us Roach again, and they want to give up a starting goaltender for it, and that's going to be a fat no for me. Callie Hedman, broken nose. Unfortunate. I don't think it affects too much. Seems like our new head coach is not having any issues. We've gone through a lot of head coaches, though, in this sim. That's been the problem, is I haven't been able to find a good head coach. I do kind of wish that you could turn the head coach off. It doesn't add anything to the game for me. In all honesty, it's kind of annoying. Like, it's cool to see when teams fire their coaches, but it doesn't add anything to the game. It really doesn't. So yeah, maybe that's just me, but the head coaching changes feel just really tedious, and I'm hoping that's something they look at with NHL 21, which I'm glad is coming to PS4, because I don't know if I'm going to get a PS5 right away. It's probably going to be a while. I would love to, but it just doesn't, it's not going to be in my price range right now, and like, I guess I could just ask for money or whatever for Christmas, but like, I need a big boy job soon, so not really going to have much time for video games. A 4-1 win against the Winnipeg Jets is really good. 4-game winning streak. We've been a very winning streak heavy team, and then we lose one game and then we immediately get it again. Pirietza out with the pulled groin is a little unfortunate. Luckily, he'll be back during the All-Star break, so we don't miss too many games from him. He might be back for the game against Vancouver, but I'm a little cautious about that. I don't want to risk injuring a player for one game. Like, one game isn't going to matter too much in the grand scheme of things, I don't think. Again, I could be wrong, but you know. So, gems or busts in this draft. We have 2. We have one who appears to be a sniper. He's a center, good size, offensive instincts, defensive zone play, and playmaking ability, similar to Ryan Kessler. Middle second round pick, and this guy is a late third round pick, Zachary Boyer, a left winger who looks to be a playmaker. Skating's pretty okay. Defensive consistency and strength are a bit of a weakness. And yeah. So that's good. That's a big deal. It was a big loss to Edmonton there. Yeah. Don't want to say yes to any of these trades. Ooh, 2 big losses in a row, but a big win against the Canucks. Pirieta will be back in the lineup, able to play in the team's next game, so that's a big addition to the team. We ended up going 2-3 when he was out of the lineup, so that's not great. Just shows that how big of a part of the team he is. February 1st, and we're top in the division. Kind of crazy how things can change. I'm feeling very confident simming to the last game of the season against the Flyers. We'll just see how the last 2 months of the season shake out, you know? Charlotte's had a few injuries. I feel like that team's better. That's a minor trade, I think. It's always kind of cool seeing former Canes in trades, though, like in this game. Like ones that we got rid of and then another team traded because they couldn't keep him or whatever. Kirby Doc traded to Edmonton. That's the second year he's been traded. Vasily Ponomarev traded to Edmonton as well, so Edmonton's loading up for a big year. I would consider it, but there's really no reason to improve the team right now. We're doing well. And yeah, like I could improve the fourth line and the defense, but like, I guess I could. If some team offers me a trade for a good defenseman, I might. Because I'm not going to use any of these picks. Quinn Hughes traded to Nashville. That would have been a trade that I would have made. I would have traded for Quinn Hughes. Yeah. We're losing a few more games now than I'd like for us to. That's 3 of our last 4 games. Make it 4 of our last 5. Mendoza traded to Anaheim. Calgary gets a few prospects. They get 2 goalie prospects, which is really weird. Why would you trade for 2 goalie prospects in the same trade? I get it in like maybe different trades. Not gonna say yes to that trade. I don't really need forward depth. Yeah, again, I'm not trading my backup goalie. Edmonton, it's actually kind of neck and neck with us, and we beat Edmonton and Nashville back to back at home, which kind of helps, but still. We had an all-road back-to-back, though, with games in Buffalo and New York. And I mean, I guess that's not like too far of a trip, but you know, still a trip. That's a big trade, and I want nothing to do with it. Loss to the Rangers is unfortunate. Can we get the revenge game against the Panthers? We lose in the shootout. Okay. Hodges, that's another player I would have maybe considered, but I doubt it, just because he's not much better than what I have right now. Nashville, though. Roach traded to Pittsburgh. St. Louis gets a goalie, a whole-ass goalie. So they get the player that they wanted and trade the player that they've been trying to trade me all season. Michael Dal Cole traded back to the Islanders. Wrights traded to Buffalo, so that's kind of funny. Along with a goalie, so that's kind of crazy. The Islanders get better there, I'd say. Pro Scout. It's calling. I don't really need to answer. The Kings are a team we should beat. That's not a trade that I will entertain, and we lost to the Kings. So we are a playoff team here. Don't know if we're a Stanley Cup team. Ian Sutton out with a mild concussion. That shouldn't affect too much. Back-to-back wins there, okay. Charlotte with another injury. Jeez. 3-game win streak. Okay, let's keep it up. Let's keep it up. Sutton is back. I didn't mean to hit that. No, we'll just do this to get the best lines going here. Yay, Barnaby's back. Alright, we had a 4-game win streak. It got snapped in Winnipeg. Churin out with injured ribs. It's fine. It's not ideal, but it's fine. New draft rankings, which is cool. Let's see if we learned anything new about those two players or if there's any other gems. There's another gem, and it's this goalie. This Holden Mitchell guy might be a medium top 6 forward. We're still scouting that guy, and Zachary Boyer. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. Low elite, that would be nice. Don't know, though, for a fact. We had 3 straight losses that really kind of erased our 4-game winning streak there, but 2 wins after that, make it 3. Playing against St. Louis, we do lose to St. Louis, but then we win the next night. Okay. Bomick hurt. That hurts the third line a little bit. A win against the Caps, so 3 straight wins again. Bomick is back. 1-0 win and then a loss. It's fine. We have clinched the conference. The Carolina Hurricanes will not win the President's Trophy. I see that the Oilers have 119 points. Winning against the Devils is fine, and then playing against the Flyers for the last game of the season. Motzko scores for the Flyers, Churin for the Canes, and that is it. So the Canes actually lose in their last game of the season. 52-25-5 record is a very good record. Trevor leading the way with 65 points. So the Canes offense wasn't great. I mean, like it seems to be pretty balanced. It seems like a lot of low-scoring games where the goaltending kind of carried, but I could be wrong. 2 60-point scorers, Trevor and Churin. Chistov had a great season. Bomick with a pretty good year. Everybody else was just kind of okay. Svetch, what happened, my man? Might be his last NHL season. He typically retires at 36, so let's get Svetch another cup. If he gets another cup, I mean, he might be considered a Hall of Famer. His playoff stats will definitely help. Trevor, you kind of needed a good season, I think. Last season, I mean, it's just better than last season. You broke 1,000 points and 1,300 games this season. All very good milestones. Game 1 against the Bruins. Your Carolina Hurricanes are looking to win a Stanley Cup for Svetch. Sutton with 2 goals. The fourth line getting it done in the first period. Second period, Matt Chatelain scoring. And third period, Boston ties it thanks to Eric Brandstrom. So we're heading to overtime. Boston's defense looks like it's sustained a few injuries. Could be wrong, but it definitely looks like they've definitely looks like they've just kind of given up on defense. Alright, so here are the Canes. Timander with the puck on his stick. Gets it, slap shot blocked. Weinrich with the shot. Canes get the turnover though. Blaine with the puck. Now enters the offensive zone, takes it to the circles, turns it over. Weinrich with the puck to Timander. And back the other way now. Alright. Shot blocked partially on the way through. Carney with it. Jacobs makes the save, and the Canes are going to hold on. Alright, kind of scary, kind of scary. Second line out for the Canes. The Canes decided that the first line wasn't doing anything there, so we're getting the second line out here. Chistov with the puck on his stick. Gets it up to Pirieta. Topi Pirieta with the puck on his stick. Takes it to the corner, and again a turnover. Weinrich with the puck. Anderson, they need to stop trying that pass, man. It hasn't worked twice now. Weinrich with it to Carney. Hits the crossbar. Jacobs was kind of lackadaisical there. And yeah, that puck's just gonna go right off the freaking crossbar. Huge hit by Weinrich there. Who's, I guess, a #1 defenseman. This guy is kind of just terrorizing us today. Churin loses the face-off on the tie-up. Weinrich gets it to Weinrich. Did I read that right? Until Weinrich gets it. Stick lift by Erskine is a great play, and he's going to skate the puck into the offensive zone. Pirieta with the puck on his stick. To Churin. Shot blocked in front. And Rantha makes the save. That can't... Grantha. Grantham. Josh Grantham. Oh! Couldn't see all that. So Josh Grantham with the save there. That's his first shot against this overtime. Michael Goodrow with it. Gets crushed. My God. Eric Brandstrom to Allen. Allen with the puck to Yakupov. Antila. Yakupov shot. Missed the net. And it's going to go to Antila, who gets hit hard by Michael Goodrow. Bomick to Martikainen. Martikainen to Bomick. Bomick with the puck on his stick, circles back. Martikainen shot, save Josh Grantham. What a stop. And Michael Goodrow gets it to Martikainen, dumps the puck in, and the Bruins are going to recover. Pelech with the puck on his stick gets it to Hardigan. Hardigan's going to dump it in now, so it looks like the teams are just trading line changes. Frazee to Martikainen. Oh my God, what a hit. Ooh, that could have been a penalty, but doesn't look like it. Martikainen with it again. Stops. Mariani. Frazee. Shot blocked and then tipped on. That was a weird shot. Martikainen circles back. Shot never got anywhere. Didn't even go forward. Hardigan with the block there. Shot. Really? Jacobs fucking sucks, bro. Why is he in net? Glebov is just better. Why is he in net? Glebov is just a better goalie, just a flat-out better goaltender. What? Let me check these damn lines. Okay, I know you didn't... Game. Come on now. Is Glebov freaking hurt? How long is he out? Okay, he's not out for much longer. In fact, he might be back next game. He's back. Okay, I mean, that helps. Like, Jacobs isn't a bad goalie, but come on, man. You cannot be letting a fucking slap shot from that far out with no traffic in front beat you in overtime. In a playoff game. Pirieta scoring, it's 2-1. Canes lose. Churin gets the goal, but it's a 3-2 loss. Offensively, the fourth line seems to be the only line that's actually getting work done, which is not great. But we'll see. First period, no score. Second period, Canes with a goal from Trevor. Third period, there's a shutout. Svechnikov with another goal. Finally, the Canes getting some life. Glebov coming in, kind of putting Jacobs in his place a little bit, saying like, you know, hey man, you suck. Let me show you how it's done. The AHL season has ended, and once again, Charlotte is not a playoff team. I think it's a product of me not drafting well. Zhamnov, Janicki, and Allen score, and Jacobs is going to be like, hey man, I'm coming into the game for you because you've been bad. And Churin scores, doesn't matter. Canes lose 4-1, and all of a sudden, it's a 3-1 freaking hole in the first round yet again because the Canes can't figure out how to put the puck in the net. Or how to stop the other team from doing that. Svetch and Trevor scoring again. Blaine and Purieta scoring. Glebov is like, hey guys, sorry for last game. Here's a 4-1 win. Great work from the Canes to force a Game 6, but unfortunately they're going to need more than that. They're going to need a good Game 6 and a good Game 7. First period. Purieta scoring. Second period, Hardigan extends the lead. Canes lose. Trevor, thank you for trying, but once again, the Canes fall in the first round, and I'm upset. This is not the way I wanted to return to Canes Twitter franchise mode with 2 first-round exits. Especially not after this season, you win the conference and you're out in the first round. You pull a Washington. Low top 6 forward, that's not worth it. There's a new defenseman, Rohan Sugihara. Offensive defenseman, which is intriguing. He's 18, which is good. So the Canes looking for a gem here. Brock Besser is no longer the head coach of the New Jersey Devils. Edmonton wins the Cup. Stockton wins the Calder. And Calgary moves all the way up from 12th to 1st. That's huge. The draft class, let's see if we found anything out about Mr. Sugihara. We know that he's a low elite defenseman. Wow, that was quick. And looks like Ian Langkow is also a good player to pick in this draft. So some options for sure heading into the draft. We'll draft. The future of the team's not looking great, like just from a drafted prospect standpoint. But let's see which players retired. Draisaitl, Laine, and Rantanen retiring, as well as Tkachuk. Those are the members of the 1,000-point club. Any former Canes. Ryan Suzuki calling it a career. I believe he was briefly a Hurricane in this, and then we ended up trading him. Oh no, he was a Cane for a long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 years. So 7 of his 13 NHL seasons were with the Canes. So over half of his career was with the Canes. Seems like the best 2 seasons of his career were with Winnipeg. He never really got a chance to blossom in Carolina. He had 1 season with 67 points and then 4 other 40-point seasons, but 37 and 23 points weren't great. Cool to see Suzuki having a decent career elsewhere, though. Julien Gauthier, briefly a Hurricanes prospect, retired. Luke Henman as well. No longer a Canes prospect IRL, unfortunately. Philip Tomasino, for a player projected to be as good as he is in real life, he does not sim well. Which I know it's a simulation and it's all stupid, but it's still kind of interesting. And no real goalies of consequence this year retiring. None of which played for the Canes, because the Canes have just had immaculate taste in goaltending. And I will need to hire a new... I think that's an AHL goalie coach for the Checkers, so that's a little unfortunate. We're going to have pick 27 in the draft, but we'll check awards first. Let me guess, Patrick won the Art Ross. It was an Edmonton versus Toronto final, which is interesting. He did not win the Art Ross. Regression. Michael Cera, created player, winning the Conn Smythe. That's cool. Wade winning the Selke for the 3rd straight year. Michael Cera also won the Rocket Richard. So why is it that whenever... Michael Cera wasn't a great Cane in the early stages of his career with us? Or was he not a Cane this time around? I don't think he was. He was last time, I
I believe. Okay. Well, that's not great, but... Alright, so there's a power forward that's actually a top 6 forward. What? This late in the draft, 26th overall. Pro release, puck protection and balance, great shooting, Jeff Carter comparisons, not terrible. Definitely picking this guy up. Who could we have had otherwise? Telkvist, another power forward. We got the guy that was like an overall point better. Cool. 57th overall. Let's see what's still available. Looks like some pretty solid players. Nothing crazy that stands out. Sean Winkler is a hilarious name, and I'm going to pick him. I know he's 20, but that's not that great of a pick. I probably should have gone with somebody a little younger. Oh well, whatever. Live and let die. 88th overall here. We have a few players that we could consider. I believe the gem has already been picked, actually. Yeah, he has. Dang. My scouts seem to really like this player. Norm Beta. Ryan Beta. That's a hurricane. Boyer, I think, was the player, and he doesn't even look... maybe it was Alonco, actually, and that's just not even really that great. So, Beta looks like a decent prospect still. Pick 119. The Canes were just kind of looking for potential. This is definitely a good draft. Medium elite left winger. Yeah, he's 19, but medium elite. And he's a playmaker, which isn't bad. 52 overall is not great, but if we can get that up to like a 65, which for a medium elite player is not really that out of the question, like I think that's a great pick. Alright, now we're getting to the point in the draft where there's not a whole lot available. Milan Kalinka. I'm sorry, man. I just keep picking these great players. 61 overall? I know he's 19, but dang. Alright. Well, let's see what else is available. There's a medium elite goalie. There's a medium elite defenseman. And a playmaker. The playmaker might be available. Probably won't be available by the time we pick. I've picked a lot of forwards so far, so we're going to definitely go with Sugihara here, the defenseman. Offensive defenseman, he's 18 and 61 overall. I have no idea why he fell that far. And is he still available? He is not. That's a little unfortunate, but fine. Best player available, I think, is Yuri Nestorov here. Looks like a medium top 6 forward, and he's or medium top 9, but he's not. Great draft for the Canes, though. I think that's a very solid draft. Klingberg, Beta, Eriksson, Kalinka, Sugihara are really good. Winkler, I think, is okay. Like, that's obviously a solid draft for me. We'll take a look at the future of the team. It was not my AHL head coach that needed... Yeah, it's the goalie coach, shockingly. Camille Parenteau still wants to be a head coach. I'm going to give her another shot. The team hasn't done great under her. But both of my WHL scouts require new contracts. And then an NHL scout. And that's really it. So let's take a look at what's going on here. Best free agent is Sweeney, followed by Svetch and Goodrow. So I get another year of Svetch for free, pretty much, which is nice. Unsigned prospects. Hilbert's looking good. That was a good first-round pick. Radulov looking okay. Farrelly looking good. Other than that, that draft was not great. So I'll get 3 NHL prospects out of that draft. I have no unsigned goalies. All expiring. I've got the high elite who's 67 overall. We'll go ahead and sign him. And let Tulola go to free agency. Jacobs doesn't want to re-sign. This is my shocked face. I'll give him 1 year at all of the monies. Because he's old. Man, I don't want him to regress. But that is all I'm going to do this time. Thank you all for watching and tuning in, even if you just stop by for a little bit. And I'll see you all next time.